Hey, I am the Mainly Digger, and this is my live feed, my live chat. I got one viewer's out there looking. I don't know who it is. Um, so yeah, just a review of today. I went to the Kennedy Estates as always. It's my place. It's my jam. Um, I did the barn around the barn, and I got two viewers. It's awesome. Um, but yeah, the that was fun. I had a good day today. Like I found my first coin, 1955 or 59. Penny, which I mean, it's nothing, but it's my machine works. It was pretty cool. Um, yeah, I had a good day. Good day. A lot of junk. I found a lot of junk. A lot of square nails. I don't consider square nails junk, but considering it's an old barn, there's no point for them or point showing them on the videos. Um, but yeah, awesome day. Just a beautiful day too. Great day to get out. Kind of like dark and gloomy, but not. It was sunny. Um, yeah. So who do we have here? I got one viewer. Um, what else? Got out Saturday too. Obviously, I went to the field in Kennedy State and just bounced around. All metal Mike. How's the weather in New Jersey? Probably the same as Pennsylvania because it's pretty close. But I know I'm so excited about the coin. Like I want to get out more now, but I can't because I will have to wait Saturday and Sunday. I'd say soggy is a good term. Soggy is a definitely good way to explain the current weather, which is it's not snowy and the ground's not frozen. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty low standards for the weather as long as the ground's not frozen. Um, but yeah, it is. It's very good weather for detecting. Not cold at all. Not and the sun's not out, so you're not sweating either. So very good weather for detecting. I cannot wait till it gets hot though. I gotta say, I can't jump into the spring and just go detect the spring, go search the spring. I cannot wait, especially on the Kennedy Estates. Every time I detect, I go to the Kennedy site. There's a creek on the Kennedy site, um, and it's a creek, but there's also what they call a mill run. I've I've had to do research on this. It's man made, or somewhat man made. So they had multiple mills on that mill run, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Um, but yeah, there's so much. There's a lot to the Kennedy estate. There's a lot of property and a lot of acreage, and so I'll pretty much be covering it. There was so much. Like I wish I knew more about like layers of ground and dating using that to data site because there was so much different stuff. Like you had like the top layer, which was like this is regular sand or regular dirt, but then you had gravel. You had all this gravel, and then under that you had kind of a dirt, but also like a clay mix, which is unusual for the Kennedy site. I haven't seen that clay mix, any clay at the Kennedy site except at the barn. Um, so yeah, it was like I just found it interesting. I'll definitely check out your video on Metal Mike. Um, I might stay because it's hard to dig around there. It really is, especially with all that clay or the rocks. So I'm debating. I'm really am debating not to dig around there, or it's only set the sensitivity on the machine really high so it only goes like 2 inches. But like anything good or anything old is deep. Yeah, anything old is deep. That's yeah. That's what I've pretty much done. All Metal Mike is go back to the same place. I found pretty sure it's a blacksmith shop or was a blacksmith shop or a split mill. It might be a split mill too, which is kind of the same thing. They were used together, um, which was also on the mill run. So I'm excited. I'm excited to go into the mill run and go detect and just search and get in the water, do something different. I want to get a GoPro though, because it's me and my phone, and my phone not waterproof. Um, so it limits my access, or my viewing access going into the stream or creek. But yeah, the barn, I love the barn though. Like I it's hard to dig, but I love going to the barn. It's weird. It's weird. But there's so much to that property that I could pretty much go anywhere and do anything. Like the property owner was like, say, do what you need to do. And they're very lenient on what they regulated me on. So I was like, cool. And I'll go there to as long as I'm in Pennsylvania, I'll go there. But yep. I just might go just for my channel. I might go some different places, like just go visit different places, check it out. That's the thing about the Kennedy estate. There's so much that happened there. Like it was an ongoing farm from the 1600s to like early 19, like I'd say 1980s. Like there was always something going on farm wise, or mills, or there's so much stuff. There's so much history. There's so much in that property that I just like. It's an amazing property. Um, but yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till Saturday and Sunday to get back out there, and hopefully the weather stays the same. But yeah, I definitely it's the older stuff I was finding today. The square nails were definitely deep, which is unusual for the Kennedy estate because normally the stuff is deep, but like it was like at least a foot, over a foot into the ground by the barn. I know, just it. I keep every time I see coin on my machine, like I just want to I'll dig and dig and dig, and then it just turns into like something else. And so I don't know, I gotta keep calm. I get too excited. I, See, yeah, one of the places at the Kennedy Estates, I've pretty much, no, I haven't cleaned out all the square nails. There's so like I could literally not even with using my metal detector, I could dig a hole and just dig and find a square nail or find at least three square nails. It's the place is something else. There's something else. But I've gotten to a little bit more into the research of square nails and split mills because I wanted to find out um, what a split mill was versus what a grizzle mill is. Because in my research for the Kennedy estates, it does state that there was a grizzle mill on the Kennedy estates. So I was trying to maybe I don't know. I was trying to find out if they were could be one and the same, or if it just there's another side out there, which there probably is. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hunt the same spots or in different spots because I venture off and find random things interesting, but same spots. I definitely going back because there's just so much there. There's so much there's even more to explore there than like I've videoed. It's that place is amazing. It really is. Just a melding pot of history. I've been detecting for over 10 years. I'm I'm not from Pennsylvania, and I'm leaving Pennsylvania to go back to Maine in June June 1st. Detected a lot in Maine. and I was stationed in Massachusetts for 3 months, and I did a lot of detecting in Massachusetts. It is. It's not a JFK homestead. It's Judge Kennedy was a permanent business person. He was a judge in Chambersburg. Um, Different Kennedy though. Different Kennedy. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere else to go detect. It is an amazing permission. Like it just, even if I don't find coins or if I don't find amazing relics, just the history that I'm finding and pulling up is is awesome to me. It's undocumented history that should be like it should be mapped. I'm pretty much just mapping the site. Maine has so much history, a lot of pre-Civil War history, um, a lot of Maine. Everywhere else they call it the French and Indian War. In Maine, it's the French and Indian Wars because there was multiple wars that aren't taught in school. Um, a lot of British history is in Maine, French and Native American history, and like the combination of everything. Scottish history actually like Scots that came through Canada and like fought the British for the Canadian for it's an interesting history of how of that whole area. Yeah, Maine's Maine's just it's amazing history. There's so much there, and there's so much that's not taught in classes, um, or not taught in school. Like the embargo forts, I didn't like. I'm from Maine, and I didn't know about that stuff. Like I wasn't taught about that. I had to research it on my own. Um, so much history. I could tell. I could go on about Maine history for hours and hours and hours. Um, but yeah, trying to think of other stuff. No, I was thinking because I was talking to somebody today about actually police involvement in being asked to leave property because of police involvement. And I thought I only had one, but I actually have two. When I was younger, uh, it was in Maine, and like I don't know, I passed this kid or this. He was about the same age, maybe older, and with my metal detector and my shovel, and he asked me what I was doing. And I'm a fairly sarcastic person, so I looked at him. And I'm like, I'm digging up a body, and didn't think of anything of it. And then like an hour later, like the police show up, and it was to their surprise, I wasn't digging up a body. I was just metal detecting, but I was asked to leave. Yeah, it was the wrong answer. I've had the wrong answer come out of my mouth multiple times. Um, but it is a great place to it is a great place to have permission. And like what the property owner hasn't put any like regulations on me. No matter how many like can I do this? Can I do that? Um, and they were like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever. You just map the property out. If you find anything cool, tell me. If you want to give it up, give it up. I'm like, oh, okay. The sarcastic month was my whole life, my whole youth. Um, it still is. But it is like it's a good property. It's a good permission to have. The It's amazing. It's an amazing property. It is. There's so much to it. A Southern Base Bassin. Bassin. There we go. Bassin. Um, Good. How you doing? I what did I say? Oh, language. The I don't say my R's because I'm from Maine. Sometimes I try to say them but like sometimes it just comes out. And we were talking about, and it's like someone said Ewans, like which is some like referring to like multiple people, Ewans. And I was like, what is that? What does that mean? And they're like Ewans, like you all. And I was like, that makes no sense at all. At all. I think it's like a Pennsylvania thing because I've never heard it anywhere else. Ewans. Just different. Some different language. I love different languages because people always make fun of my accent or when I say something Mainish. Exploring the nug. I love like like I love making fun of people because of their accent because people always make fun of me when I say stuff. But yeah, the Kennedy States is always an amazing place. Y'all, that's another one. I like I try not to make fun of people from the South because what will happen is when I go back to Maine and like I'll start saying like Southern things. Like I'll say y'all a lot. Um, yins. Like it's weird. Like I understand y'all, but like Ewans, I couldn't think of it. I was like, what? That makes no sense. There's nothing. Texans, soda. There's soda and then there's pop. Like I grew up a lot in Michigan, so I won't say it, but like I understand when people say pop. But in Texas, Coke means everything. Do you want a Coke? It's like I'll say soda. I always say soda. I've always said soda. But Texas, it's Coke for everything. No, I want a Sprite. Yeah, you want a Coke? No, I want a Sprite. It was a long conversation. I had a long conversation with a bartender about drinks. It was weird. Took me a minute to realize Coke meant everything. Um, I'm trying to think other stoved up is another one. Maine that means something's beat up, and I said it here and they're like stove, like wood stove, and I was like no, like stoved up, like it's beat up, like and they're like that makes no sense. Yeah, I love the boss. Like I don't love the fake accent. That's why I try not to say it very much or try to because like it just bugs the crap out of me when people fake it because it sounds like you've been smoking for 20 years and like you learn how to speak from like someone who has a speech impediment. Like it just drives me crazy. Can't yad. Harvard Yad. I got someone with that one. I was like, go to your Harvard Yad. And they're like, what? And I was like, the Harvard Yad, like the side yard. And like, that makes no sense. And I was like, yeah, I mean, perfect sense to me, whatever. Oh, thanks for service. Um, what other different types of lingos in speech? California, hella, it drove me crazy. Like everybody would say hella, oh, that's hella good multiple times. And it's like, you're crazy. Um, but yeah, accents and language always interested me. Even when I was deployed, um, like there's some words in Pashto in Afghanistan that are the same in our language, like sandwich, but it's pronounced sandwich or something like that. But it's Latin, or I mean, it's Latin, but the Pashto has or Latin has forms in Pashto. Like Pashto came before Latin, so it has different. It's just weird. It's just weird how to. But yeah, I love languages. But back to metal detecting. I'm trying to think when I get back to Maine, like places I want to go metal detecting that are cool. The beach, I'll go to the beach. I love the beach. The thing is, where like my house is in Maine is like 2 hours from the beach, so like it'd have to be a day trip. Um, Old Orchard Beach, OOB, always a fun place, regardless if you're not going metal detecting. Old Orchard Beach is always fun. Popham Beach, I definitely want to go detecting on Popham Beach. I haven't. It's my favorite beach, and I've never detected there. Um, yeah, I'm same here. Like if I go to the beach, like an ocean beach, it's in New Jersey, uh, and that's a drive. Yeah, I definitely like if and Maine has other beaches that aren't ocean beaches. Like there's a lot of lake fronts, a lot of public beaches, so that'll be fun. Lake St. George. I've never been there, but it's probably the biggest, closest beach to my house. And there's creeks, or we don't call them creeks in Maine. We call them streams. Um, Creeks and rivers, streams and rivers. Waterways. Definitely doing the waterways. There's so many waterways in Maine. I wish I like anything in Virginia would be fun to go detecting. I was really young. I lived in Virginia for probably about 6 months. Both my parents were in the Navy, so I don't really remember much of it at all. Maine is a gorgeous state. It's just the politics right now drive me, since I'm from Maine, like the politics are driving me crazy. Taxes. Yep, I lived in Norfolk for 6 months as a very young child. Um, I don't remember much of it. I know we went to oh, the Colonial Williamsburg. We went to Williamsburg. Loved it. Loved it. Even as a little kid, I loved Williamsburg. But yeah, the I keep talking about it, I keep bringing it up. But now they're debating in Maine. They're debating in some cities a tax on plastic bags, like all plastic bags, really. And yeah, some towns, cities have cut like you can't have plastic bags, or shops can't have plastic bags, or they don't because there's a tax on them, and it makes it more expensive. It's just dumb and it's crazy. I understand where they're going with it, but there's more to it than there's more stuff to argue about than plastic bags. And that's my biggest complaint about it. Not that it's not, it's not helping the environment, which I agree it should help the environment, but there's especially right now in these times there's more to argue about than plastic bags. Oh, especially, man, they put taxes on everything. Everything. I was talking to somebody who dips and smokes, and here it's like $3 or maybe $4 for a can of dip. In Maine, it's like $8. It's $8 for a can of dip. Massachusetts, it's $10, $10 to $15 for a can of dip. I remember back in the day when I dipped, like I could get a log for that much. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and it drives me crazy. Um, I'll go to Maine. Go to Maine. Like it's like tourism's important. They don't tax you guys. They tax us. They tax the people who live in Maine. And it all depends on what city you go to. Like Portland's expensive. Portland gets taxed a lot. But like the cities around it, little to no taxes. Um, it all depends on the city. It really does. I mean, Maine has taxes like food taxes, but it's whatever. But if you go to New Hampshire has no state tax or no sales tax. They have no sales tax, which is interesting. It's kind of it's it's a new concept. Like Mainers can't even like it blows our mind that there's no sales tax. Like what you pay, what it says is what you actually pay. Um, Maine's a beautiful city, or beautiful city. Maine's a beautiful place. I would suggest, like, yeah, go to the coast. Coast is great, but go up north. Go to Rangeley. Rangeley's an amazing. It's a city, but it's a little town, pretty much based off of fishing and hunting and snowmobiling and water sports and stuff like that. Um, there's actually gold mining. I wouldn't say gold mining, but looking for gold on the Swift River. Um, there's actually like a gem shop. It's in near Rumford. Um, it's a cool little place. Like shop has a whole bunch of gems, and they can show you where to go. And it's kind of I would say it's a tourist trap, but it's a fun tourist trap. Not a lot of people go there. All right, Tennessee Gem. You have a good night. Um, but yeah, Maine's an interesting place. Just don't talk politics if you go there. Don't talk politics at all. Go to the bars, go to the pubs, go to the restaurant. Amazing food. So like amazing food. Um, don't bring up politics. Uh, sports. Mainers love football. Patriots. They love the Patriots and Red Sox. That's if you want to start a decent discussion and argument without getting it too involved. Talk sports. Say something about the Pats and see what happens. That's the thing. It all depends. Like Republican and Democrat wise, it all depends on where you go. Like it's not like I would stay away from Portland. Lewiston, stay away from Lewiston. But like the further you go up north, like the less people care about your politics. Um, yeah, that's how it is. Uh, and there's some places like in what the city I'm from, Waterville, like I talked about in one of my videos. It's a coffee shop, Jorgensen's. Like you go there to talk about politics in a appropriate way, and there's it's an older crowd, but like they can debate, they can like you can go back and forth. It's an interesting place because it's Waterville has Colby College, which is a liberal arts school, but anywhere else in Waterville, you don't talk politics unless you go to Jorgensen's. Um, but yeah, it's political wise, like it's Southern Mainers don't. They're very liberal. But the more like you go north, it's more Republican, and even I mean it's a weird mix. It really is. Um, that's why when people ask me if I'm a Republican or Democrat, I'm like it doesn't. I have views that go both ways. Mostly Republican, but like there's a lot of stuff that you know I'm not going to talk about right now. But like there's a lot of stuff that I'll go back and forth on. Or I just try to stay out of it. I have my own views. You know, I don't really want to talk about it. Uh, but I do love guns. I love freedom of speech and guns. I like my Constitution. I'll just say that I like my Constitution and I like my freedoms. Um, it's just how it is. But yeah, metal detecting. Maine's a great state for fishing and hunting, though. It is probably there's a lot of fishing and hunting to do up there. Outdoor stuff, hiking, all of it, all of the outdoor stuff is up in Maine. And or if you just want to get away from people, it's great. Um, but yeah, metal detecting, it's a great. I mean, I found a couple home sites in Maine, but I didn't find any goods in any of the good stuff there. Uh, Pennsylvania, I've done the Kennedy States is something else though. It's a great place. There's a lot of stuff there. All right, I'm going to call it a night. I have to go to the gym. I have a bounty hunter, which is my like one of my first detectors, and I have the Garrett Ace 150. I love both. I love my bounty hunter. I will never get rid of it. I love it. It's just a bounty hunter tracker 4. Very good machine. And the Ace. I'm just getting used to the Ace, which is an amazing machine too. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go to the gym before it gets dark. Maine, liver free. I think that's New Hampshire. That's New Hampshire's motto. Maine's motto is vacation land. All right.